if you do go out there with friends, always has a designated driver.
Some good advice on this New Year's Eve as the clock gets closer to midnight. What's being done to keep everyone safe? A large crowd has gathered in New York to watch the ball drop in Times Square. How people there are celebrating as they wait. And how police say a missing Boyle County teenager was found today, 3 days after she disappeared.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. Sam has the night off. The new year is almost here. In Lexington and around the country, parties to celebrate the arrival of 2016 are in full swing. And the biggest party in the country is in New York's Times Square. This is a live look now at all the fun. About 1 million people are expected to watch the ball drop there tonight. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes. But back here in the Bluegrass, police want to make sure everyone who celebrates the new year tonight gets home safely. Our Garrett Weimer joins us now live from Lexington with our top story at 11. Garrett?
New Year's Eve is a time for family and friends.
I figured, with everybody out and about and all the lights, we take advantage of it before we go home tonight and celebrate with our family for your New Year's.
A time for resolutions and traditions.
Normally I just stay at home with my family and watch the ball drop.
It's a big night, a busy night, to close out 2015 and say hello to 2016. For all the people out and about and all the people behind the wheel, it can also be a dangerous night on the road. Long before the party started, state police prepared for what's always a busy night for them, stepping up patrols, initiating checkpoints, and keeping their eyes on what they targeted as high-risk areas.
Obviously, there are a lot of people out drinking and having a good time, but we want to make sure that they have that good time in a safe manner and keeping everybody else safe.
And as the night wore on, some who had plans to go home and avoid the roads later in the night had some words of advice for folks who decided to stay out.
If you do go out there with friends, always has a designated driver. You don't want to be drinking and driving, not like this, especially bringing in the new year. So other than that, just contain your speed, drive careful, and just get home safe.
Police say if you've been drinking, just put down the keys. The bottom line, be careful and have a happy new year. Live in Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. And on WKYT.com, we have a New Year's Eve ride guide with more information on how you can get home safely. Well, it is a dry night across the Bluegrass on this New Year's Eve, but it's also seasonably cold. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look now at your holiday forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Amber. Indeed, we've had a lot of clouds, even a passing snow flurry or two, but we can't complain about the weather that we have for all the party goers out there. Absolutely nothing impacting travel out there this evening, with temperatures that are at freezing or below into most of central and eastern Kentucky. 31 showing up Lexington into Frankfort, 30 into northern Kentucky around the Covington area, even southeastern Kentucky. Finally in the 30s. Winds have been a little gusty this evening, and we're bundling up outside with a lot of those parties. 25 is what it feels like with the wind chill right now, Lexington and Richmond. 26 for the good folks in New Frankfort and Mount Sterling Moorhead with a 27 right on top of them. As we make our way through the year, now that is wrapping up, we have 1 hour left, and it is the 5th snowiest year on record that we're wrapping up, 7th wettest year on record at almost 60 inches of rain, and believe it or not, we had approximately 40 other daily, monthly, or seasonal records that were set this year, wrapping up quite the year. Amber, I guess 2016 has its work cut out for it to live up to what 2015 gave us. We'll show you how the first week matches up here in just a bit.
Oh, we will certainly see, Chris. Thank you. Well, as we mentioned earlier, much of the attention on this New Year's Eve is on New York's Times Square. This is another live look now at the party that's going on there. And as you can imagine, with so many people there, security is tight. Weeta Jang has more on the celebration and how police are protecting people.
An estimated 1 million people are packed into Times Square, waiting for the clock to strike midnight. Dallin and Ashlyn Hain just got married.
I'm looking forward to the kiss at midnight, so.
People from all over the world came for the party, including Chun-Ji Chan from Hong Kong.
It's awesome, amazing.
Maureen Roberts is from Great Britain.
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
And it's safe to say she's excited.
It's been so emotional. I feel like crying that we're here. It's fantastic.
Why do you feel like crying?
Because it's a once in a lifetime experience.
And the weather is another reason to celebrate. The temperature here in New York is about 10 degrees above normal.
It's nice and warm, no gloves.
In the wake of recent terrorist attacks, some 6,000 police officers patrolled Times Square, including New York City's police commissioner. But partiers took it in stride. They started showing up early in the morning. And if you leave, you lose your spot, which means no bathroom breaks.
It's an endurance game.
Those who waited were rewarded. Some got a chance to take a selfie with a celebrity.
We're going, let's go.
And everyone can say they took part in this year's biggest celebration. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, New York.
Rochester, New York canceled a New Year's Eve fireworks celebration tonight after police arrested a man they say was planning an attack at a bar. And in Munich, Germany, people evacuated 2 train stations because of what they called an imminent threat of a terror attack. Tonight, a Boyle County teenager who had been missing for days is back with her family. 17-year-old Brandy Hall was found late this afternoon. The Boyle County Sheriff's Office says she called her mother and said she was at a McDonald's in Danville. Her family then went to the restaurant to pick her up. Friends say Brandy was found minutes before a prayer vigil was set to start for her.
We were on our way to the prayer ritual. We were at our, wits' end. My son, her boyfriend, kept saying she'll be back by today, she'll be back by today. We look up and here she comes running across the parking lot.
The Boyle County Sheriff's Office is still investigating Brandy's disappearance. At this point, they're not sure why she disappeared or why she was gone for 3 days. Tonight, we are learning more about a man police say caused a crash that killed 4 people and an unborn child in Clay County. Police charged Jason Gibson with murder and fetal homicide. They say he was driving under the influence the night of December 18th when his car hit another car on the Hal Rogers Parkway. In newly released court documents, police say Gibson had taken meth, Xanax, and anxiety medication before the crash. In the arrest report, police say Gibson didn't remember the crash and was apologetic, saying, quote, "I ruined their Christmas." Judy Pennington Adams, her pregnant granddaughter Tiffany, Tiffany's son Kyson, and a family friend Charlene Lewis were killed in that crash. A man who called for help after seeing a car police say hit 3 men in Lexington didn't realize at the time that he knew one of the victims. The 3 men were hit by the car Sunday night on Midland Avenue. A short time later, after the crash, Tyler Moore says he saw a broken down car with a broken windshield on Leestown Road, so he called police. Police say the driver of that car was Asil Iriola, and they say he hit the 3 men but didn't stop. They arrested him hours later. Moore says he found out that one of the men injured was Michael Nipper, a friend of his family.
I put 2 and 2 together, and got a little bit of information about it, and sure enough, it was the same accident.
Nipper had the most serious injuries. He and the other 2 men hit, Clarence Hockaday and William Hockaday, are still recovering from their injuries. The Lexington Humane Society has taken in nearly 24 horses that animal control leaders say were abandoned. The Humane Society says 33 thoroughbreds were left by their owner at a boarding facility nearly a year ago. And since then, animal control officers have been trying to get the owner to pay for their care, but he didn't. The Humane Society says 10 of the horses now have new homes, but the rest are being cared for by the Humane Society for now. Workers say this is an unusual case.
This is not common. Thank goodness it's not common. It has been several years since there has been a case on horses.
For now, the horses are being taken care of at a boarding stable. Once they go through all of the proper procedures, they will be available for adoption. A massive fire ripped through a luxury high-rise hotel in Dubai tonight, a short time before the city's New Year's Eve fireworks display. Government officials say 1 person died from a heart attack during a stampede while the building was evacuated. More than a dozen others were injured. Chris Martinez has the latest.
Massive flames engulfed the Address Hotel, a luxury high-rise in downtown Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. People inside said it was chaos.
The heat was so intense outside, it was unbelievable, and just people started to panic, crushing each other, trying to get down the stairs and jumping over railings. I couldn't believe how fast it actually happened.
The 63-story hotel and condominium is located near the world's tallest skyscraper, the Burj Khalifa, where tens of thousands gathered for a New Year's fireworks display.
I used to live on the 32nd floor, and I've spent New Year's Eve at the Address. It's really the place to be.
The fire broke out 2 hours before midnight. Officials rushed to evacuate the skyscraper as flames ripped through the building, consuming at least 20 floors in a matter of minutes. But some residents say the alarm didn't sound right away.
It was slightly worrying that the alarm went off essentially when the building was properly on fire.
Burning debris fell from the building as firefighters raced to contain the blaze. Crowds could hear several explosions.
I just heard a big bang. Hang on. The fireworks.
Officials say the hotel's sprinklers and internal firefighting systems helped to prevent the spread of the flames. Despite the fire, Dubai went ahead with its New Year's Eve celebration at midnight. Chris Martinez, CBS News.
Investigators think the fire started on a 20th floor terrace outside the tower. This was the second high-rise fire in the last year in Dubai. Well, while much of the focus has been on Missouri the last few days, people in western Kentucky are also dealing with flooding tonight. The Ohio River is expected to crest more than 18 feet above flood stage in Paducah next Thursday. While the city has flood walls, people in surrounding areas are trying to protect their homes against the rise in water. One woman says she moved her business to Paducah after a flood 4 years ago.
These guys, they have kids, they have toys, they just had Christmas. You know, it makes me nervous. It breaks my heart when you think about it.
Some roads and bridges in western Kentucky have been closed over the last few days because of rising water. Tonight, deputies have arrested a man they say stole more than 32,000 rounds of ammunition. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office charged Glenn Dixon with theft by unlawful taking. Deputies say he stole the ammunition from the Lake Cumberland 4-H Educational Center. They estimate the ammunition cost more than $3,400. Deputies say it's used by children at the camp during the summer as part of a gun safety training. They say they're also looking for a second suspect in connection to this case. In 2015, WKYT's investigative team shined the spotlight on everything from drug abuse to unqualified coroners to the catch and release of criminals. On Friday evening, join us as we look back at those stories. One of them includes what some call the next pill mill, doctors prescribing the treatment drug Suboxone and patients lining up by the dozens to get it.
Do you understand where people come from, though, where they say, it looks bad. Why are these people lined up in the mornings?
They don't, because they don't understand. They see them as drug addicts.
That is just one of the stories that we'll explore on WKYT Investigates New Year's Day at 5:30 right here on WKYT. The mayor of Prestonsburg is asking young people in the city to find a new hangout. Right now, many teens hang out in a parking lot outside a business there. The mayor says the teens aren't doing anything illegal, but business owners are upset with the trash that's being left behind. So the mayor is offering them another place to hang out in the parking lot near City Hall.
It's dark, the lights are on, but it's still, it's hard to see, and you get cars coming through constantly, either on this side of the parking lot or the far side. So it's going to be safer for them.
Mayor also says the first floor of City Hall will be open to the teens until a reasonable hour so they can store cornhole boards or use the facilities there.